Welcome to the fifth episode of the Adbhut Gatha explaining Chidakash Geeta. We all know that whatever Lord Nityananda said in his Avadhut state between 1922 to 1924, his great devotee Tulsi Amma wrote it down. Tulsi Amma compiled these words in the form of 286 verses and named it as Chidakash Geeta. Literal meaning of Chidakash is Parabrahma or Supreme, and Gita means song. Thus Chidakash Geeta means Song of Supreme. Today, it is because of Tulsi Amma that we have been able to listen to these precious words of Lord Nityananda, meditate on them and experience the grace of the same Supreme Tattva. Before we proceed further, we request you to subscribe to the channel Adbhut Gatha. What do you think about these videos? Do tell us through comments. Apart from this, share this knowledge as much as possible to reach other seekers. If you turn on the notification, you will know immediately as soon as our videos are uploaded. This world is full of curiosity and eagerness to listen about miracles. But the purpose of presenting these verses here is that instead of discussing miracles of Bhagwan Nityananda, we should try to understand his message he incarnated to spread among us. We should meditate on these wise teachings of Baba. That is our sole intention. It is possible that the meaning of these verses may not be understood correctly at very first time. It is also possible that you can deduce their meaning better and more clearly than what they have described here. The actual meaning of Baba's words may vary according to the intellect and state of the listener. Yes, it is certain that the more we meditate on these words, more we'll understand them. It is with this hope that we are daring to present these verses. If we make any mistakes in doing so, please forgive us as we are ignorant. Verse 14. The sunlight is reflected in the salt water of the sea. It is also reflected in the clear water of a tank at the top of a hill. It is not enough if we see with the eye, but we should experience it. Here Baba says, sunlight is reflected in the salt water of the sea as well as in the sweet water of a spring at top of a hill. But it is not enough for us to see it with our own eyes alone. We have to experience it too. Here we can see the words of Bhagwan Nityananda from two perspectives. First, here the sun is the supreme consciousness whose light is reflected equally in the salt water of the sea and in the pure, clear water of the mountain. The distinction of pure and impure does not matter to the supreme consciousness. Just one element is reflected in the entire creation. In fact, in this world, there is nothing other than this supreme element, the Supreme Soul. This is Lord Nityananda's unique way of explaining Advait or non-dualism. The second point of view is of a gyani or a wise man. For a wise person, there is no difference between the salt water of the sea and the fresh water flowing from a mountain spring. For him, both are equal. The basic form of both is the same. This he can see. But seeing God in principle and experiencing Him on a spiritual level in the whole creation are two different things. Our gross senses are not enough for this. We have to open our inner eyes. Only then we will be able to see God pervading every particle. 15th verse. On a tree grow numberless flowers. The flowers all perish, but the tree does not perish for a long time. The visible is like flowers. The invisible is like the tree. In simple words, many flowers grow on one tree. All these flowers perish in due course of time, but the tree does not perish. It remains for a long time. The things which are visible are like flowers, and those which are invisible are like trees. In this statement, Lord Nityananda hints about the eternal soul, its qualities, its basic nature, and the bondage of birth and death. According to the words of the Lord, this tree, which is present for a long time, is our soul, and the flowers on it are its qualities like name, form, etc. These adjectives and their resulting cosmic relations, They take new forms in every birth and perish when body dies. But the soul on which they are implanted remains unchanged. Soul remains same like the tree. Then what is the meaning when Bhagwan Nityananda says that the tree lasts for a long time? Does it mean someday soul too cease to exist? According to our understanding, this means that after the journey of countless births and deaths, when the soul merges with the Supreme Soul, the tree also ceases to exist separately, or its separate identity dissolves in Supreme Consciousness. Verse number 16. There are matches in a matchbox. Fire is produced only when the match is rubbed against the side of the box. So also, the manas is the match, intelligence, buddhi is the side of the box. We should rub the manas against buddhi and then we get the kingdom of self, which is the same as the liberation from the cycle of birth and death. There are matchsticks in the matchbox, but when we rub them with the side of the box, only then fire is born. Similarly, our mind is like a matchstick, and our intellect is like the side of the matchbox. We must rub the mind with the intellect to realize our true nature. Self-realization is knowledge of our true self, after which we get rid of the cycle of life and death. This verse of Lord Nityananda is important for us in many ways. First of all, Nityananda tells us what we have to do to attain self-realization. Secondly, we come to know about two elements, mind and intellect. We should know the difference between these two before working on them. The mind is the repository of all our information. All our information related to this world is stored in it. Just like matchsticks inside a match. But that won't work. The significance of these matchsticks is only when the fire starts from them. Fire means light, which also signifies unfolding of truth. But we cannot know the truth just by having information. We should make proper use of the information. Information is stored in a library. The map is also full of information, but the map is useless for those who do not know how to read it. It is wise to learn how to read this map. This wisdom is the powder pasted on the side of the matchbox, on which the matchsticks, when rubbed, catch fire. We all know that mind is a sense organ, though it is not a physical, but an internal sense organ. We can use it in the right way through using discretion. And holding the finger of wisdom, our mind frees us and gets self-realization. Friends, that's all in the 5th episode of Understanding Chidakash Geeta. All seekers are requested to listen, read and meditate on these verses again and again. The understanding that emerged from the contemplation will be with you permanently. Our effort is only to present them to you. We are mere instruments, nothing more. Life is uncertain as long as we have time, understanding, opportunity. We must use it to know our true nature and make it worthwhile. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Adbhut Gyan Gatha. If you appreciate our effort, then like and subscribe us so that we can continue to deliver Chidakash Geeta. Share also so that other brothers and sisters like you can also take advantage of this. If you have any query regarding the presentation of Chidakash Geeta, then do comment. We'll try our best to solve your questions. Jai Nityananda.